Good morning, freshman. Mr. Greg here. Today we're going to talk about section 6.3, bookkeeping and reporting. This is the last section we're going to talk about in chapter 6, and then next week we'll move on to 7. Section 6.2, we talked about accounting, which is the language of business. And this is going to go just a little bit more into detail about that. I'm going to try to keep it short, two videos. You have no quiz this week for this section. Just redo section 6.2 quiz. Remember, I didn't put a spot for your name, so if you did it and there's no spot for your name, I can't tell who did it, so you got to go back and redo it. Sorry about that. So get that done, and then get me your bookmarks for this week. For chapter 6 this week by Friday. A lot of you already have them done. Get them done. Send them to me. I'll get you your 30 points if they're good. Okay, so bookkeeping, we have two types we're going to talk about here. You have single entry and double entry, and they all relate to accounting, basically how you're going to run your accounting system. Single entry bookkeeping is for businesses that do not have a lot of transactions. So if you own a gas station or a grocery store, this would not be good because there's a ton of transactions. But if you own maybe a furniture store, body shop, a vehicle fix-it shop where you only have maybe a couple transactions a day, meaning people buying goods and services or paying you, this would be good. It's when a company records one item at a time in its ledger for each transaction made. A ledger is basically a book of the accounts that you have with customers or vendors. Okay, the ledger is going to be where you write down or keep track how much money each person owes you. Single entry is really simple, easy to learn, and doesn't take much training. Pretty easy to figure out. It is a good style for small businesses with a limited amount of transactions. But the bad thing is it does not separate the revenue from the expenses. It lumps them all into one area. And it doesn't categorize by type, so you do really need to remember what was what. Double entry is what we use in accounting. It's more complex, but once you know the rules, it's really easy. And the rules really aren't that complex. You just it's kind of like when you learn how to do addition or subtraction or learn how to divide. You understand the basic philosophy of it, and then it's pretty easy after that. But in double entry, it does separate revenue and expenses. It tracks your spending, transactions, everything by groups, okay? And it's easier to detect if there's errors made. So how it works here, you've got two major areas. You've got debits and credits. Typically, when we talk accounting words, debit means money coming into your business, or let me reword there, means money increasing the value of your business. Credits can decrease, but there also is some caveats or some exceptions to those rules here and there. But when we talk in accounting, we talk a lot about debits and credits. Debits are transactions that bring money and other assets into the company. Credits are transactions that take money out of the company. So an example of a debit would be when a customer pays cash for a candy bar. So they come into your store and buy a candy bar, they pay cash for it, or even if they charge it to their charge account, use their debit card check, that's a debit. All right, example of a credit is when you borrow money. Let's say you go buy from another business maybe some toilet paper and cleaning supplies, and you pay cash or charge it, that's a credit because that's money going out of the business. So that's just basically debit and credits. When you do take accounting, there's an equation here, and this equation's real bigger than just this section, but basically your accounting equation is assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. We've talked about assets. Those are things of value to your business, but we haven't talked about liabilities and owner's equity. But this is the equation that you use to run your business and accounting practices. And that's all I think you really need to know about that. I will say accounting is a